With both Texas and Oklahoma leaving the Big 12, there will be a major power vacuum that will need to be filled. One of the teams that could be positioned to fill that vacuum could be the Sooners' in-state rival, Oklahoma State. The Cowboys have appeared in the Big 12 title game in 2 of the last 3 years and could make a run at the title once again this season and earn a spot in the college football playoff. Why is that? You won't want to miss this one. But before we get into this, if you enjoy college football and spring league football content like this, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Also, let me know who you think wins the Big 12 this year in the comment section below. Oklahoma State began playing football in 1901, been a member of the Southwest Conference, the Missouri Valley Conference, Big 8 Conference, and is a current member of the Big 12. They have won 10 conference titles throughout their history and have one national title to their name, as well as one Heisman winner, that being Barry Sanders. For most of the football team's history, they have been relatively mediocre and were crushed by NCAA violations towards the end of the 1980s, which led to them really struggling throughout the 90s and the first half of the 2000s. But also saw the program make positive strides with Les Miles as head coach and Mike Gundy as offensive coordinator, leading to 3 straight bowl games from 2002 to 2004, 4 Miles left to take the LSU coaching job. Mike Gundy would be promoted to take over as head coach of his alma mater after the departure of Miles. Gundy played quarterback at Oklahoma State alongside Barry Sanders, throwing for 7,997 yards and 49 touchdowns throughout his career, leading the Cowboys to 2 10-win seasons. Gundy has spent most of his coaching career at Oklahoma State, serving in multiple different offensive roles from 1990 to 1995, before spending time at Baylor and Maryland before returning to Oklahoma State under Miles. His first season would not go well as they would go 4-7 and saw 11 players expelled from the team, but they would quickly turn things around and beat Alabama in the 2007 Independence Bowl to finish that year 7-6. Following the 2008 season, Gundy would be given a contract extension, and from 2008 to 2017, they averaged almost 10 wins a season, and he led them to 18 straight bowl game appearances and has not experienced a losing season aside from his first season as head coach. Mike Gundy has been the definition of consistency at Oklahoma State, having a 166-79 record, making him the winningest coach in program history, and has led them to 4 Big 12 Conference Championship game appearances and 1 Big 12 title. Gundy is the second longest tenured head coach at one school in college football, only behind Iowa's Kirk Ferentz. In 2021, Gundy signed a perpetual contract with Oklahoma State that automatically renews at the end of each year. Last year, Oklahoma State lost to Texas in the Big 12 title game, but finished 10-4 and beat Texas A&M in the Texas Bowl. Heading into the 2024 season, Oklahoma State could be in a position to win their first Big 12 title since 2011, returning a veteran roster that dealt with a lot of adversity last year after starting the season 2-2 and struggling against Central Arkansas, winning the game 27-13 at home, but getting embarrassed at home by South Alabama 33-7, leaving many in the college football world shocked. They would go on to win 8 of their last 10 games, including wins over number 23 Kansas and number 10 Oklahoma, with their only 2 losses during the stretch coming to number 7 Texas and on the road against UCF. Gundy rebuilt an unsteady locker room with a consistent message and demeanor throughout the season, which many of the team leaders credited for them being able to bounce back after that South Alabama loss. Running back Ollie Gordon ran for 1,732 yards and 21 touchdowns, and was talked about in the Heisman conversation for part of the season last year, and returns heading into 2024. Along with that, quarterback Alan Bowman returns for his 7th year after a medical hardship waiver, and will have 2 strong weapons when it comes to Brendan Presley, who had 101 catches for 991 yards and 6 touchdowns last season, as well as Rashad Owens, who had 63 catches for 895 yards and 5 touchdowns. Oklahoma State also has a favorable non-conference schedule, though they may get tested playing against South Dakota State and Arkansas at home. They host Utah and Texas Tech and avoid having to play Kansas, Arizona, UCF, and Iowa State, with those 6 teams being the 6 of the top 7 favored teams to win the Big 12 this season. They do have to go on the road to take on Kansas State, who has the second highest odds to win the Big 12 this year, as well as close out the season on the road taking on Colorado and Boulder, with the Buffaloes being a major wildcard team heading into year 2 under Deion Sanders. So what are the problems when it comes to Oklahoma State? Well, although Alan Bowman has a ton of experience at the college level, Last year he struggled, throwing for 15 touchdowns and 14 interceptions, which was the worst touchdown to interception ratio for a starter since Dax Garman in school history. If Oklahoma State wants to be successful this year, they may need to lean on Bowman more and the passing game as a whole, as teams will prepare to stop Gordon, who was a Doak Walker Award winner last year. Everybody also knows Ollie Gordon's name heading into this season, unlike last year. All Pokes FN wrote this month, Gordon could see a similar drop-off to Chuba Hubbard following the 2019 campaign. After leading the country in rushing yards with 2,094 yards as a sophomore, Hubbard ran for 625 yards in 7 games in 2020, dropping to only 4.7 yards per carry. Hubbard was effective, but not to the extent he could carry the Cowboys' offense. There are also some concerns when it comes to their defense, but it should be a solid unit. Many felt that Oklahoma State got lucky in some of their games last year, with the Cowboys going 5-1 in one-score games last season, and it looks like a bunch of their games are toss-up games heading into this season. That's probably why they have the 8th best odds to win the Big 12 this season, because it's hard to win that many toss-up games in back-to-back years. But they are returning 21 starters from last year's team, are projected to go 9-3 overall and 6-3 in Big 12 play according to the pre-spring 24/7 Sports projections. But this team is motivated, with Gundy telling the press, guys are determined to get back to that Big 12 championship game and actually get that ring. It kind of stung us a little bit. They want to finish strong. They want to get the college playoff experience sometime, and hopefully next year is that year. So what about beyond 2024? Can Oklahoma State become a powerhouse in the Big 12? Oklahoma State's athletic director, Chad Weiberg, believes Texas and Oklahoma leaving the SEC is a good thing for their program. Gundy is also really starting to embrace NIL, speaking at a luncheon in 2023 saying, "Don't build it, put the money in the bank. Put the money in the bank and spend it on NIL. That's just a future, and I'm not saying I agree with it, I only know the signs of the times." The school is a strong NIL collective and Pokes with a purpose that's been doing a strong job at getting athletes compensated, but at the same time, under the current conference setup, as of 2023, Oklahoma State has the 9th largest NIL fund in the Big 12, according to On3, with the Big 12 having the highest spending totals among all schools as of May of 2023, ahead of both the SEC and Big 10. Although teen Boone Pickens unfortunately passed away in 2019, he left one last major donation for the university, with his foundation giving the school $120 million in 2023 go towards athletic scholarships and to the development of the OSU Human Performance Innovation Complex. A new Cowboys football center will be included in that complex. Pickens basically transformed Oklahoma State football with his over $650 million worth of donations over the years, going back all the way to 2005. Oklahoma State's last losing season. Fox Business wrote back in 2019, recruiting the lifeblood of any college football program picked up after Boone pledged to transform the team's facilities. Armed with a flashy new stadium and significant upgrade facilities, Oklahoma State turned into one of the better programs in the nation. His gift, in part, helped to add 10,000 seats to the stadium, luxury boxes, and other renovations connected to the football facility. The Cowboys football home, aptly named Boone Pickens Stadium after his donation, is a cutting-edge facility that is unrecognizable since the donation of Jay Rosser, a longtime Pickens associate, who is now the director of T. Boone Pickens Foundation, who told the Tulsa World, Boone Pickens' love for Oklahoma State University knew no bounds. His unwavering commitment to see the university thrive academically and athletically was inspiring, and the foundation hopes to continue to support the school when it can down the road, with this last donation coming from the sale of Boone Pickens Ranch. Oklahoma State has the ability to take their program to the next level, with the void left by Texas and Oklahoma. They have the money, the consistency and coach, and the returning starters to skyrocket to the front of the Big 12 this season. If they could do that, they could help their program continue to grow and become a consistent college football playoff contender year in and year out. What do you think? Who do you think becomes the top dog in the Big 12 conference? Let me know in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to check out one of my other videos YouTube thinks you will love right here. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, remember to embrace the grind.